I'll never.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. So we have Trump on the news, more like ordering the Republicans not to support Israel or send weapons, and people are not buying that. And another group of people are saying that this could be the winning ticket for Trump becoming the next president of America in 2024. Let's watch this clip and then we are gonna talk.
Forget that Bibi Netanyahu let us down. That was a very terrible thing. I will say that. And so when I see sometimes the intelligence, you talk about the intelligence or you talk about some of the things that went wrong over the last week, they've got to straighten it out because they're fighting potentially a very big force. They're fighting potentially Iran. And when they have people saying the wrong things, everything they say is being digested by these people because they're vicious and they're smart. And boy, are they vicious, because nobody's ever seen the kind of sight that we've seen. Nobody's ever seen it, but they cannot play games. So we were disappointed by that, very disappointed, but we did the job ourselves, and it was absolute precision, magnificent, beautiful job. And then Bibi tried to take credit for it. That wasn't good. That didn't make me feel too good, but that's all right. So they got to strengthen themselves up.
Okay, so in one of the speeches, someone said that Trump is catastrophic and that Trump is evil, he's a fascist, a friend to no one, and that he's incompetent in many, many ways. I say he knows how to read a room, he knows when it's time to speak. And this person went ahead to say Biden has catastrophically effed up with what is going on in Israel and Palestine. So according to what I've been seeing on social media and myself personally, Biden has angered many, many people that he would need to win the White House. Of course, this video got people talking, and I've collected some of the stitches for you guys. So make sure you watch this video up to the end and leave your own thoughts in the comment section below. Let's get into the stitches.
Netanyahu and Israeli intelligence.
I don't know what Democrat elected official that's trying to run in 2024 needs to hear this. But y'all, if you want to keep your seat past 2024, that whole playing both sides stuff is done. Joe Biden, if you are trying to hold office for a second term, you need to call a ceasefire today. Today. By the time this TikTok is over, we need a press conference with a ceasefire. Joe Biden, if you are trying to be president in 2024, you need to call them ships back, them airstrikes that y'all were trying to send to Israel, they need to come back. The only thing y'all should be sending to anyone, anywhere, is to Gaza. They need food, they need medical supplies, they need water, and they're going to need material to clean the rubble. That's the only thing that y'all should be sending to anybody if y'all actually care about having your seats in 2024. Y'all are allowing Donald Trump, of all people, the man that let millions of people die because he didn't care to talk about a deadly virus because he felt like it would have infiltrated his stupid re-election. Y'all are letting that mother effer be the voice of reason. And let's be clear, the only reason why he's doing this is because he don't like Netanyahu, because he congratulated Joe Biden and he felt betrayed. So to the Democrats that have built their platforms on being the lesser of two evil, it's getting evil now. Y'all are getting evil and it's time to step up.
And Israeli intelligence.
Go watch the whole video. When I say that the Biden administration cost themselves the 2024 election, that is what I mean. Because you have a former president who put this country through absolute hell, who is currently charged with RICO charges for messing with the 2020 election, criticizing Israel and the government. We're screwed. And there is no amount of backtracking that any of these government officials could do because the damage is already done. There's blood on their hands and they've sealed this country's fate for the next 4 years.
And Israeli intelligence.
Honestly, the only thing I'm going to say about this is that I pray people don't use this in order to vote for Trump. I feel like this is a front. I think it's obviously a front because I believe, and I feel like everybody else who has, watched Trump and has been alive during the Trump administration, I believe Trump stands with Israel. But because he is watching the media, his people that he has to watch the media is watching what's going on, they put out, oh, Trump doesn't support Israel. They're telling him to say this. Like, I pray that people don't actually believe that Trump is against Israel. Trump is not against Israel. Trump actually probably believes and support Israel, but in his better interest, his people told him that he should condemn Israel. So for his better interest, he's going to condemn Israel, not because he actually cares about Palestinians. Please don't let it fool you.
Netanyahu and Israeli intelligence.
Please tell me you guys see the farce in this. Who do you think Trump is really working with? Or shall I say for? I am just saying, keep your head on a swivel. All of you people saying, oh, while he was in power, he didn't start a war. NATO wasn't extended, right? That's the point, right? He did exactly what he was told, right? Right.
Criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu and Israeli intelligence.
You know, I really want to talk about, as you can see in that video, Trump is condemning Israel, and you know, we all know it's not because he actually cares, because we've seen the Muslim ban. He's very Islamophobic, very racist, all of the above. So we know he doesn't actually care, and I think he just is doing all this because he has beef with Netanyahu. But as you can see, even to this war, not even war, but this revolution where people's lives are at stake, politicians still only care about their polls. Because, you know, obviously Biden has pledged their allegiance to Israel. And since they've done that, Biden's polls are definitely going down because a lot of American citizens have been protesting across the country in vast amounts of people. I saw in Chicago, there was a 15,000 person protest. That's insane. I'm happy, but that's insane. And because of that, you know, people aren't going to vote for him, obviously, but at the same time, who wants to vote for Trump knowing, you know, how racist, sexist, all of the above he is. And so it's making me think about how Americans only think within the ideology of a bipartisan two-party, you know, voting system. And I know why. It's because of the indoctrination that happened during that, you know, during the Cold War, during the Vietnam War, the Korean War, all of these wars against communism around the world, that, you know, they need to be saved. They needed to be shown democracy to help them, and capitalism and and all of that. And, you know, I know it's because of that, because of, you know, people like Stalin, North Korea, China, Russia are all, you know, associated with communism. So Americans have been taught, you know, in school to have such a bad connotation of socialism and communism. But you know, we could do something else. We could not be a bipartisan voting system. And I think that's the step that Americans need to take, honestly, is to stop thinking in the realm of, oh, Republican, Democrat. Because at the end of the day, we all know that neither of them care about the well-being of the people of America. Because not only, you know, we work under, you know, a capitalist market system, but because these people don't profit. They don't profit off of human rights. They don't profit off of, you know, helping people. They're not going to make any money off of it. So they don't care about, you know, the actual well-being of the American people. We know this by now. It's been shown many, many times. And so I think it's necessary for Americans to start thinking outside of this realm of Republican, Democrat, because it's not working. We need to think of something else. And I think I know a lot of Americans, they need to decolonize
that idea of any other political party system other than, you know, democracy, a democratic system, being the most horrible, worst thing, like being doomed compared to, you know, having a capitalistic system, because there are better systems. Even probably outside of socialism or communism, there are other systems that are probably far better than the one we have now. And I think a lot of people need to realize that, because until it is realized that voting in two-party systems isn't going to change anything here, we are going to continue this cycle of voting Democrat and then seeing how racist and, you know, terrible that person is, but also knowing how outly racist and overtly racist Republicans are. So it's just a back and forth system of going racist to racist president over and over again. And we need to break that cycle, because until we do, nothing is going to change.
Okay, so according to CNN, Donald Trump's inflammatory and heartless comments about Hamas horror in Israel emphasize the defining characteristic of his attitude toward foreign policy and his entire political world. It's about him. The ex-president openly admitted a grievance against Netanyahu, complaining he had pulled out at the last minute from joining the U.S. airstrike that assassinated Iranian intelligence chief Qasem Soleimani, I don't know if I'm pronouncing those names correctly, in Iraq in 2020. Trump had previously fumed over the Israel leaders' perceived disloyalty in recognizing he lost the elections. And more from CNN, Trump is now a private citizen, and it's possible he wouldn't have addressed the situation in the same way if he were president. Although there were multiple examples of his tone deafness and indiscretion when he was in the White House, but he's also the 2024 Republican front-runner for president, and his statements are therefore scrutinized for clues over how he would behave in office. His latest comments add to plentiful evidence that a second Trump term would be even more righteous at home and globally disruptive than his first 4 years in power. The former president's remarks also offered an opening to his GOP rivals, who accused him of behavior unsuitable for a potential commander-in-chief after an ally came under attack amid horrendous scenes of carnage in which some Americans were also killed. Some bemoaned his apparent admiration for Hezbollah, a Lebanese militia group that is hostile towards Israel. And this is another sentence, he's a fool. Only a fool would make those kinds of comments. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who has rooted his campaign in criticizing Trump's suitability for office, told CNN. Okay, so at this point, let's just hear some of the comments that came under that video. The first one reads, Trump always wants credit, which is in line with his narcissistic traits. The second comment reads, not surprised he tried to organize one himself to overthrow the elections. Number 3, sounds like he had a score to settle with Bibi. Too bad he didn't. Have confidential docs about Israel defense to sell to Iran. Oh wait, that's right, they never help us. And this other comment reads, his grandchildren are Jewish, and people actually think he hasn't turned on his country for his own gain. He won't even protect his own. You do not get, this is another comment, you do not get updates, you don't have a security clearance. So you have no idea what you're talking about. And here's another comment saying the wrong things. You pronounced it humus, for God's sake. And more comments for you guys. I have no idea what he's saying. A word scramble, a mix of random words in a non-stop sentence. Ha ha ha. He changed his tune. This is another comment. He changed his tune against Bibi when he congratulated Biden for winning the elections. T is a petulant child. I can't wait to find out. They have evidence he gave Russia info to pass it on to Iran. Guys, those are the comments. Like, it's a lot, guys. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me not be selfish by sharing too much info. I would love to hear what you guys think about these comments, the entire video, my research from CNN. I would love to hear what you guys think about this in the comments section below. And you subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. And I will definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.